So this story is about a boy who was living his normal life as usual, but one day, suddenly a lot of light appears in front of him and he gets summoned into another world. There he receives an Appraiser skill, and in that world, the Appraiser skill is considered the most useless. So what will happen in his life next? To know that, you'll have to watch the full anime. At the beginning of the story, we see a boy named Hibiki who is running away while chasing a rabbit. He doesn't understand how he even got there. Suddenly, he hears a voice saying that the rabbit is being appraised. The voice tells him that this monster is a horn rabbit, and it is level 1. Just then, the monster attacks him, but Hibiki dodges, and the horn rabbit crashes straight into his bag and dies instantly. Now the scene changes, and we see an elf girl walking in the forest. Suddenly, she hears a voice telling her to go east because there is something valuable waiting for her there. She wonders what that valuable thing could be, but suddenly the button of her chest breaks, and her belongings spill out. Now we go back to Hibiki, who takes out his phone, but there is no network. He wonders where he is and thinks if he can eat the rabbit. The system tells him that the rabbit is edible, so he puts it in his bag. Then the system appears again and starts explaining his bag. It says that the material this bag is made of doesn't even exist in this world. Seeing this, Hibiki thinks maybe he can appraise himself too. As soon as he says this, his status appears in front of him. He is 16 years old, and his job is Appraiser, but he still doesn't know where the voice is coming from. The system tells him that it is a status support. Hibiki checks his skill and sees he has Expert Eye, which sounds really cool, so he activates it, but nothing happens. Then Hibiki asks for a tutorial. The system activates a world map, but it shocks Hibiki because the map only shows lines. He decides to just keep walking straight. After walking for a long time, evening comes, and he finally finds a path. But suddenly, he loses his balance and falls down. Then he receives a title message, but before he can read it, a monster appears in front of him. Seeing this, Hibiki gets scared and realizes he has truly entered an isekai world. The monster is about to attack him, but suddenly that same elf girl appears and kills the monster. Hibiki feels relieved. The elf comes near him, but they can't understand each other's language, so the system activates Hibiki's skill so he can understand her. Hibiki thanks her for saving him. The elf introduces herself as Emilia. Hibiki also introduces himself. He notices her ears and asks if she is an elf. Emilia says yes. Hibiki says he understands. She must be cosplaying. Emilia doesn't understand what he means and asks what he was doing in the grass field. Hibiki says he just somehow ended up there. The system appraises Emilia and reveals her name is Emilia, she is an elf, and her chest size is 56. Hearing this, Hibiki gets shocked. Emilia explains that a dangerous monster is roaming nearby. It hides in the grass and doesn't attack directly. First, it observes people and then eats them. That means Hibiki was about to become its prey. Emilia tells him not to worry anymore, as he is safe now. She says he is just a child, but still did well, and hugs him. Hibiki asks how old she thinks he is, 10 or 11. Then he says he is actually 16, which shocks her. He learns that in this world, people become adults at 15. Hibiki shares the rabbit he caught, and they cook and eat it. After that, they drink tea. Hibiki asks about this world. Emilia says this place is called the Kingdom of Habrastia and asks if he really knows nothing about it. Hibiki explains that he came from a place called Japan, so he doesn't know anything. Emilia says she has never heard of Japan, but tells him not to worry. She will help him get back. Then they both go to sleep. Emilia thinks to herself that they just met, yet he trusted her so quickly. His clothes are also strange. Maybe he is the valuable thing the spirit told her about. Then we hear that mysterious voice again thanking someone for saving him. Next, we see Hibiki's past. He was sitting with his friends when one of his female friends brought him tea, and he really liked her. She tells him he's starting to talk like an adult. Hibiki says he is already an adult, just a bit short. Another friend, Ryuka, tells him not to worry. He's still growing and will get taller. The girl says she hasn't given up either. Hearing this, Hibiki looks at her, and she asks what he is staring at. They were talking about height, right? His friend jokes that everything looks fine to him and hints at something else. He also says Hibiki is quite handsome and popular. Girls like the bakery girl and convenience store girl treat him nicely. Then we see that his summer break was about to start. As he enters the classroom and opens the door, a bright light appears, and that's how he came to this world. Hibiki wakes up and realizes it was just a dream. He sees green particles floating around. The system tells him it is a magical barrier that alerts them if any monster approaches. Hibiki wonders how he will return to his real world. He checks his status again. His appraiser eye lets him identify anything. The next day, Amelia wakes up and sees Hibiki still sleeping. She thinks about how she spent the night with a boy and blushes. Then she notices her shirt button is broken. Hibiki wakes up and says, "Are you looking for this? I found it last night, and honestly, yours are quite big. I mean, your ears." Hearing this, Amelia gets angry and punches him. Next, they head toward a town called Lovell. Hibiki asks how long it will take. Amelia says after some travel it will take half a day. Hibiki asks if there are monsters nearby. Amelia says not to worry, she will handle them, but then asks how he knew. Hibiki says he has a world map skill. Hearing this, Amelia is shocked because it's a very rare skill. She asks his job, and he says appraiser. Amelia says it's actually very useful for survival. Adventurers would risk their lives for such a skill. Hibiki doesn't understand what adventurers are, so he asks the system. It explains that adventurers are contractors who kill monsters and collect materials. Amelia teases him for not knowing how to use his skill yet. Hibiki asks if she has any friends. She gets emotional but says yes. Hibiki says that means he is her friend now. Hearing this, she feels happy. Then Hibiki detects a crystal horn rabbit nearby. Amelia is shocked because they are rare and their horn is worth more than 200 gold coins. They approach it. Hibiki appraises it and finds it has an escape skill. Amelia says she will handle it and activates her power, making their sound and smell disappear. She praises Hibiki for his amazing skill. He says he can't fight, but she says he can guide teammates. She asks him to join her party, but he doesn't hear properly. Amelia thinks if she defeats it, he will join her. She prepares to attack. Hibiki asks how she will shoot without arrows. She says her job is spirit archer. She can create arrows from air. She fires, but the rabbit dodges using its escape skill. Amelia realizes they can't hit it unless it attacks. Hibiki suggests becoming bait. Amelia traps the rabbit with magic walls. Hibiki lies down, and when the rabbit attacks him, Amelia strikes and kills it in one hit. They succeed. Hibiki levels up. Amelia explains he gained experience because he helped. They finally obtain the crystal, but again, Amelia's button breaks, revealing her belongings. Then we see a man saying, "You've completed 2 missions. This is just the beginning. May blessings stay with you." Finally, we see a guild scene where a girl registers as an adventurer. The receptionist confirms her registration. The girl says she has already chosen her goal. She is searching for something special.